That there, that's not me. I go where I please. I walk through walls. I float down the Liffey. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. What you just heard is the intro of Radiohead's ominous How to Disappear Completely track. Let's be honest, it's quite normal to at times want to retreat to a secluded area, be it a man cave or woman cave or what have you, when things get overwhelming. And Radiohead really relates to listeners with this emotion and feeling and with various other emotions and feelings through their songs. Now, I haven't gone to see them perform live because they've never really been around where I've lived before and they were too expensive, but I've seen several videos of them performing live online, and I've been a fan of them since early high school, around the age of 14 or 15. So today I will proceed to tell you why Radiohead is one of my favorite bands. I will paraphrase and summarize some of Radiohead's background information, and I'll explain why they are one of my all-time favorite groups and why they always will be. To start, we have the background information of Radiohead. So Radiohead formed some 30 years ago in the mid-1980s as teenagers in Oxford, England. They were attending Abingdon School in Oxfordshire. The band members' names include Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, Phil Selway, Ed O'Brien, and they're a British alternative rock band, but they weren't the first British alternative rock band ever because there was the British invasion in the 1960s, 20 years prior. But the quote from WatchMojo.com, throughout the years, Radiohead has continually reinvented themselves, gaining much critical and commercial success along the way. And Radiohead has been doing just that for the past 30 years and counting. One of the things I love about Radiohead is their different styles. Some of their songs are ominous and gritty, some of their songs are mellow and melancholy, and some of their songs are upbeat and optimistic. An example of an ominous and gritty song is Dollars and Cents. An example of mellow and melancholy song is No Surprises. An example of an upbeat and optimistic song, well, they have a song called Optimistic. So there's a variety of emotions and tones, and not only that, but their live recordings are of equal quality to their studio recordings. There's just as professional lyricism and instrumentation in their live recordings, and they're one of the only bands I listen to live because it seems like with most bands, their live performances are a downgrade to their studio versions. There's also moving messages in their songs, like take Lucky for instance. And Lucky, it's a song about a man's burning desire to reconcile with the woman he loves but is having issues with. Pull me out of the air crash. Pull me out of the wake. 'Cause I'll be your superhero. We are standing on the edge. The song Optimistic is about how you just need to try your best in life, and whatever your best is, that's all you can do. You can try the best you can. You can try the best you can. The best you can is good enough. So Radiohead was mustered some 30 years ago in the vein of bands such as REM and the Pixies. All in all, Radiohead is one of my favorite bands because their live performances are just as enjoyable as their studio recordings to me. There's an immense variety of depicted tones and themes, and their lyricism resonates with me on a personal level. I admire Radiohead, and they will always be one of my favorite bands. Yes.
When was the first time you heard Radiohead?
When I was about 13 or 14. I mean, I'm 20 now, for what it's worth. Yes, sir.
Would you notice any kind of development over the years? Do you feel like the music has changed in one way or another in the time you've been listening, or across their albums?
Well, across their albums, like, the beats they had for their songs were a lot more basic in the past, but now their beats are more progressive and developed. Like the instrumental is more progressive and developed now, but they're still just as experimental now as they've been before. I don't like every single song they've ever made. Some songs from them aren't my cup of tea, but I just really love them in general. Yes?
What's your favorite album by Radiohead?
In Rainbows. Yes?
Well, off my, his question, why do you like that album? Does it inspire you in any way, or what makes it your favorite?
Because in Rainbows, there's the song Weird Fishes, which is my very favorite song from Radiohead, because that song is the song from them that resonates with me the most out of anything. Like I listen to it almost every day, and they also have a couple other tracks in there that are some of my favorites, and it's just overall a great album. Yes?
So when you listen to Radiohead, do you usually just like listen to it when you start off the day, or is it just something that's kind of soothing?
I listen to them whenever.
Okay.
Any more questions? Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you.